Hi ladies, welcome to lesson 2 of Branding Your Client Experience. I'm Amanda Gobati, aka the Branding Babe, and I'm very excited to be here with you guys today for the second lesson in our series. So today we're going to be talking about your brand introduction. So how clients first see you, which is usually online through Facebook, Instagram, or your website. We're going to focus on your website, and we're going to try to incorporate a couple of tools that I think can help you right away. They're easy things to implement. And we're also going to learn how to incorporate customized HoneyBook contact forms onto our web pages so we can get our inquiries into our HoneyBook CRM software smoothly and quickly. All right, let's get started. So I have pulled up 2 really amazing websites to show you guys today as examples and references for different ideas you can incorporate onto your own site. So the first site is Jenna Kutcher's website. If you're not familiar with Jenna Kutcher, I hope you are after this lesson. I'm just going to scroll through it so you can get a preview of it. And also Amy Porterfield's website. And we're going to scroll through this really quickly as well, just so you can see her site and get an idea of her homepage right off the bat. So there are a few basic design elements we should be incorporating into our website, as well as every other branding design element we use in our business. So the first few things are color schemes. So if you haven't picked out brand colors yet, that's something very basic that you should do in the beginning processes of branding your business. As you can see, Amy uses bright yellow. She's got gray, and then she has kind of more poppy little green elements here. She uses lots of little planters and natural things in her images. The second thing is to use consistent fonts throughout. So I usually recommend to people who are doing it themselves to stick with 3 fonts to make things simple. So to stick with a headline font, which is usually the biggest text you use everywhere, to stick with a subhead. The next font you use a little bit smaller, and then to stick with a body font or body text. And you can get complicated. You can add multiple subheads, multiple headers, but for really starting on yourself, picking 3 fonts is a really good place to begin. And to make sure you're using those consistently in the same exact ways throughout your whole website. So you can see here, Amy uses her titles in this specific font everywhere throughout. Her button font and button color is exactly the same, and her subhead is exactly the same on all of these different elements. So those are 2 basic things that you should be doing on every single web page that you have. The 3 things that I really want you guys to work on with this lesson is number 1, your homepage, kind of refreshing it and coming at it with a new approach. So the 3 things I want to see on your homepage are a little about statement about you. Some people put them directly as the first thing. And if we take a peek at Jenna Kutcher's site, we see that her about segment is the second thing you see. So she has this really pretty nice styled image as her header banner, and you scroll down and the second thing is a little blurb about her. And we can learn more. So the whole point of this is that we're getting an idea of who you are and what you're about and seeing your face right away on your website, but we're not giving away all the secrets. We're encouraging people to read on and spend more time on your site. So if you can on your homepage, incorporate a little about me section with a cute photo of you along with a mini snippet of your bio. The second thing I want you to incorporate on your homepage is a highlights section. So we want to highlight our most important services or sales items. So for Jenna, she has this quiz which forwards, basically anybody after they take the quiz gets forwarded to different courses from her. So taking the quiz is a way for her to sell you on some of her online courses and online modules that she runs through her website. So selling her course is a big one. The other big thing she highlights is her podcast. It's another one of her big money makers and her big focuses. So that's another thing she's highlighted. And the third thing is her shop, where she has tools and resources. And then she also has freebies here. But for you guys, I want you to come up with at least 3 highlights. And if you're a photographer, maybe wedding photography is your thing. Have your wedding photography portfolio and gallery be one of your highlights and your focuses. and maybe another page be your blog. If you're a yoga instructor and you run awesome workshops, have a highlight on your workshops and retreats on your homepage. Direct people exactly to where you want them to go. Use your homepage as a summary for the best things on the rest of your site and direct people to that. And so the third thing I want you to incorporate onto your site, guys, is to make sure that you have all your most important information in your footer. Now, this is a basic one that I notice a lot of people miss. We want to have ways to navigate to other pages on the site in our footer. It's good to have a little bit of about info. We always want to have Facebook links, social links, Instagram, Pinterest, and also just the copyright on the bottom. And another really great one is to have your location. And now Jenna caters to worldwide clients, but if you're specific and you work within a local region, make sure to have your location listed or your service area listed below as well. And you'll notice that Amy also has on her bottom section here, a subscribe to iTunes option and ways to connect on her footer. And this appears on every single page. And she also has links to her other pages here. So it's easy to get around after somebody's gotten to the bottom of the page. So those are the three things I really want you guys to incorporate. To highlight your most important services, courses, shop items, make sure you have highlighted sections on your homepage directing people to those things. And also to update your footer. And then the third thing is to have a little about me section. And you can see Amy has one here. And it's just a photo of her with a little cap here. And then we can read further. Other fun things to incorporate onto your homepage if you have the time. You can have publications or areas you're featured in with their little logos. You can have freebies on your homepage to draw people in and get to know you a little bit better. And you can also have reviews on your homepage. Just little snippets here and there, little tiny reviews throughout, so people can understand the experience of working with you. So those are the things I really want you to focus on the homepage of your website. So after we worked on your homepage a little bit, the next thing I want you to focus on is coming at your services pages from a sales perspective, a sales mindset. So let's go ahead and take a peek at Jenna Kutcher's site and let's find some of her items that are most important. So I'm going to scroll up. I'm going to go to her menu. And let's see, Jenna Kutcher's photography. Now, Jenna Kutcher doesn't work with a whole lot of people anymore because she has so many different other business outlets. But let's learn a little bit about her photography. So she has her featured weddings right at the front, so you can see different styles of couples that she works with. So immediately you're drawn in because maybe as a client you see yourself as one of these couples, and you're immediately going to be drawn to those galleries. So she also has a featured lifestyle section, and then she also has some really unique sections further on that I'd love to talk about. So this is a really fun element on Jenna's site that allows her to connect to people in an intimate way. So when we come at things from a sales perspective, we understand the things that connect to their heart. So maybe the things they struggle with in planning a wedding, or the things they want to see out of their photos, and we pan to those things in our clients. So Jenna has this fun section where it says, you might be my bride if, and then we can flip through. So number 1, you believe in planning a marriage more beautiful than a wedding. I love that. Next, let's see. Number 2, you think your groom is the hottest man to walk the planet. Number 3, your family is your everything. Number 4, you're cool with the fact that you'll only wear your wedding dress once. And number 5, you can't wait to hit the dance floor and you'll probably be barefoot. So here, Jenna's already connected to her client in a really easy way. She's designed this simple and beautiful element here that's straight to the point. It tells you about her, what kind of person she is, but also tells you about the type of person she wants to connect with. And if you can see yourself in any of these phrases, then it's more likely that you'll be able to be a good fit for her as a client. So not only does she incorporated this unique section, but she has incorporated detailed reviews. So she has a highlighted statement here, stop looking and book her, no one else compares. And then she has the detailed review here. And she has the cute picture of the couple. And then she also has another testimonial, and you can click through and you can see all these different couples of different ages, races, with weddings from all over here. Maybe you're a massage therapist or a physical therapist. You can have reviews from clients here about how you've transformed their lives, what exactly it is you've done that's made a difference for them. If you're a yoga instructor, you can have a review on your retreat of what it was like for people to connect with other like-minded women or like-minded spirits. Reviews are a really great thing to incorporate in any services page because it's not you talking. It's somebody who's worked with you and it's coming from their perspective. And people are a lot more likely to follow through inquiring with you once they see someone else's loving opinion. Another thing we're going to want to incorporate on any sales page is a little bit about an investment. So if you're a photographer, you want to state where your prices start, but you don't want to give away all the information. Think about what you want to draw a client in and how you actually want to talk with them on the phone when you get to that booking call. What are the things you want to talk with a little bit more intimately and in more detail? So Jenna, like many other wedding photographers, just puts her starting price here and then has a contact option. So that is where we'll get into the contact forms. So I do also really want to show you guys Amy Porterfield's website. I'm going to switch over to her site right now. And what's interesting about Amy's site is that she does use sales language and comes at her writing from a sales perspective. But she does this all through her About page. So she does have services pages, but I find that her About page is really what sells her services the most. And people who know Amy follow her because of her personal brand. They see her face and they like connecting with her and her personality and her story. And that's what we want for you guys as well. So Amy has a lot of About info on her, but also her process and how she got to where she is on her About page, and then tries to sell her services at the bottom. So she puts herself in her client's shoes or her ideal customer's shoes right from the get-go. How I went from overworked yes girl to helping thousands of online entrepreneurs build a life and business they love. So she talks about where she started, right? Where she started from the very beginning. Motorcycles, motivational gurus, and 1,000 little missteps. So she went through lots of trial and error to get to where she is. It was hard. It wasn't easy. It didn't happen magically. The first few years were rough. And so she explains how she went through all of this, how she had botched webinars, half-finished projects, and how it was a struggle. So she's connecting with other businesswomen who are going through the same exact thing. And then she explains that she discovered that building her own dream business was not at odds with helping others achieve theirs. So this is something new she's discovered about herself, that she wants to educate and help others, right? And she discovered how to optimize and automate those efforts so that she would never have to explain to her son why she missed another football game. So now not only is she saying that she's had these successful efforts and she's figured out how to automate them, but family is really important to her as well. And so she's able to connect to clients who are going through that similar experience, who have a son or who have a family that's really important to them and want family to be a big part of their lives, who don't want their business to suck up all of their time. And so down here we see over the years she's developed a reputation for teaching things action by action. So now we see that after all this hardship, she's an expert in her field. And last but not least, she asks us, are we ready to take real momentum building action steps for building a profitable online business that we love? And so how can we not, after everything we've read? We know that we're ready to do the work. That's why we're here. And that's why we've left our 9-to-5 or whatever other position we have. So she's connecting to us in the place we are right now. She's explaining to us that she's been through it all, but that she also has the tools for success that she can give to us. And then right down here are her services, her tools for success. And she sets it up for 3 different ideal client types. Clients who want to start strong, who maybe don't have an email list yet. clients who need to scale fast, and clients who want to sell more than they're already selling. So after explaining all these incredible things about herself, all she's come through, all she's triumphed over, she asks us if we're ready to take a big stand and get real traction in our businesses, and gives us options on how to do that. So I want you guys to incorporate something similar into your site, whether it is that yoga retreat page or your photography services page. You want to connect to your clients in a way that feels real and authentic, while also explaining where you've come from. You want to connect to your why. Why did you start your business? Why are you here in the first place? And why can you make your clients' dreams come true? Okay, ladies. So those are the main things I want you to incorporate into your website after this lesson. Is I want you to go back and approach your homepage with a new perspective. I want you to edit your footer so that you have your location, your social links, and any contact info on every single page. And I also want you to approach your services and your about page from a sales language perspective. Really connect to your why of why you started your business, and try and relate to your clients in a personable way. So next steps, after we've incorporated all these new elements to our website and our sales language is strong, we want to make sure that we're incorporating contact forms into our website in a way that connects as quickly as possible to our CRM softwares. So I'm going to go ahead and head right on over to HoneyBook, and I'm going to go to Tools after I log in and hit the Contact Form button. The first thing you're going to want to think about is how many different types of contact forms you're going to need. Now, for my own branding photography website, I have 3 different contact forms. So I have one that's a general contact form that goes on my contact page. I'm going to pull that one up for you so you can see it, see all the different ones. My general branding contact form. So this is on the contact page of my website, my very last page. It's the most basic contact form I have. So asks for the client's name, their email address, their phone number, and what types of services they want to learn more about. And the reason I have the general page as the simplest is because I figure people who are contacting me through that page haven't really read thoroughly through my other pages and might not be as serious about my services yet. But my other 2 contact forms go a little more in depth, and those connect to my 2 different service pages. So I offer 2 different services. I offer my branding photography packages, but I also offer branding strategy, coaching, mentoring. So I have a different contact form for both of those skill sets and both of those service pages. So let me show you my in-depth branding contact form. So in this one, I have the name, email address, phone number, same question, which types of services are you learning more about? And then I also want the client to tell me a little bit more about their brand. I want them to share a little bit about their origin story, maybe share their social links and website, and learn how soon they're looking to book their first session. So in this contact form, I get to know my client a little bit better, so that when I come back at them with that first inquiry email, I already have the upper hand by knowing a little bit about their business, and I can add in some personalized text to connect with them in that first email. So let's see if I can find my 3rd contact form, my strategy coaching contact form. Here we go. So this one is a little different as well. It still has the first 3 questions the same: name, email, phone number, tell me about the origin story, so I want to get to know them a little more in depth. But then I also want to know which skills they want to focus on during their strategy session, what areas they're struggling in, so that when I reach out to them after their inquiry, I can touch a little bit on my experience in these areas and how I've helped others in these areas, just so I can connect to that individual client on a little more personal of a basis. So when you're designing your contact forms, whether it be through HoneyBook or whatever CRM software you have, think about what questions you'd like to know the answers to about people coming in immediately. If you're a makeup artist or a vendor for weddings, do you need to know the wedding date, the venue, the overall budget for the wedding? Do you want to know both couples' names? or both people's names, not just one. What information do you need to come back at them strong with an inquiry follow-up email or with that first discovery call? Because the more you learn about a client through these contact forms, the more you're going to be able to connect with them in follow-ups. So just brainstorm on that a little bit. And now I'm going to show you how we can actually edit these forms to customize them for our websites. So HoneyBook just updated their contact form. You can now incorporate different design elements into it. It used to be that they all had the same color font, the same style font, the same style buttons, all of that, but now you can actually customize it. So you can customize the colors of all the different elements. You can customize text color, background, the button color, and I have this dark blue because that's synonymous with my brand and it's used throughout my website. And you can also select from their font library, which is limited to a certain amount of web fonts. So this is one that's here, but I'm actually going to switch this to Railway because that's one of the fonts that I use on my site, and I believe they do have it. Let's see. Railway. Perfect. And then when you're done with changes, simply hit Publish Changes. And I'm actually going to make... No, I like it the way it is. Okay, so I have the dark blue font, dark blue button, the Railway font that matches with all the other body text on my website. And now if you want to customize questions, simply all you do is click in here and type. To make it required, all you have to do is make sure you check it off here. So this is required no matter what. This is not a required question, so I can make it required if I want. The little asterisk will pop up next to it. I'm not going to make that required, even though I like it. And then I'm going to make this required as well, because I do want to know what people want to come through and meet me for. So you can adjust all of those. If you want to delete these out, just hit the trash button. If you want to add another segment underneath any of these, all you have to do is press the plus button. And then you can either add a content section, which has an image, text on an image, all these different options, or you can add different types of questions. So you can do multiple choice, you can add a little calendar, a drop down, or just a text field so people can answer a long question. So there's lots of different options. The contact forms are very customizable. So you can basically have anything you want in here, which is awesome. And then, of course, when you're done, publish changes. So the way we actually incorporate these forms into our website is quite simple. It's all based on injecting code. So no matter what site you have, whether it's a Wix site, Squarespace site, WordPress, any of these different options, they all have ways to interject code, and they're all a little bit different. But HoneyBook will actually inform you on how to do that, how to connect to your website. So if you go up here to publish, it knows exactly what web host you're using, and it's going to give you embedding instructions right here. So just make sure to click on that, and it'll give you a step-by-step process on how to interject the code into your website so the contact form will show up on each of your pages. So just copy the code and then head to your website to edit and implement it. And you can always come back here to check on it and make changes throughout. And then when somebody inquires, their inquiry will automatically pop through into your projects in your HoneyBook pipeline, which is really, really awesome. And you can begin responding to them right away. All right, guys. So this was lesson 2 for branding your client experience. I hope you learned a few awesome tools to incorporate into your website designs, and also learned a little bit about the new HoneyBook contact form manager so that you can incorporate some new forms onto your website as well. And I really hope the inquiries start coming in even more for you. All right, I'll talk to you guys next time.